how does a snake catcher catch a snake? Would you think that snake catcher catches from the snake's head or from the snake's tail? They are both dangerous. And then the Buddha says, the fifth one, sixth one, Upekkhā as a feeling. I think this is very important because we are always struggling with feelings, sensations. Now there is a certain feeling in Buddhism called 𝗀𝗃𝗃. You can see it over here. 𝗀𝗃𝗃. That means neither pleasant nor unpleasant. This underlying tendency is acknowledged through mindfulness of feeling, Vedanānupassana, allowing it to be attended to and completely comprehended. Now, thus Upekkhā as a feeling provides a haven of neutrality by moderating the constant oscillation of feelings between the opposing states of pleasant and unpleasant emotion. Okay. Now, when you learn about feeling, you know that there are three very famous types of feeling: Sukha, Dukkha, 𝗀𝗃𝗃, happiness, unhappiness, and the neutral feeling. So there you can practice Upekkhā. How do we know that people have Upekkhā in their daily life? When you ask, how are you doing? Some people might say it's pretty good. Not so bad, huh? Not so bad. Maybe not so bad has little Upekkhā, you know. I mean, probably a little bit of good thing, a little bit of bad thing, you know. Not so bad. So we have to find out what's going on in there. Not very much happy about what's happening, but not very unhappy about it, sad about it. Okay la, Malaysian context. Anyway, so Upekkhā as a feeling can be really understood when you say is, I think people say okay, like okay, yeah, okay. So Upekkhā in that context means the neutrality, the neutral level of happiness and unhappiness. So Upekkhā as a Vedana, that's the sixth one. Seventh one, Upekkhā about insight. This is very interesting. Upekkhā which employs investigation to let go of all, I would say, clinging attachment, leads to the profound awareness. You can see here, not attached to bhava, existence, next life, not attached to the origin, and sees with true wisdom there is higher state that is peaceful. This gives him or her calmness, neither does he enjoy nor hold on to that Upekkhā. This is now the Buddha says, you are not enjoying Upekkhā nor hold on to Upekkhā as well. That means this is a higher state within Upekkhā practice. Even Upekkhā is the ideal state. When you come to the Upekkhā, you are not even going to attach to Upekkhā. That is very interesting. Now, we could see an example. Example is from Alagaddupaṁ Sutta, Majjhima Nikāya 22. What is that? Dhamma PitStop. What is the story in the Alagaddupaṁ Sutta? There is a story where Buddha says about the snake catcher in this sutta. He is asking, how does a snake catcher catch a snake? Would you think that snake catcher catches from the snake's head or from the snake's tail? They are both dangerous. And then the Buddha says, yes, as they all understand, this person uses a stick and then carefully taking over the snake's body. In the same way, if you touch the Dhamma in the wrong place, Dhamma will bite you. That is the lesson. So I normally advise everybody who wants to study Sutta must read Alagaddupaṁ Sutta. There you see the methodology of Sutta study. Many people don't read about methodology. They directly go to certain suttas and read, misunderstand, and then they interpret it in their own way. When you read Dhamma in the wrong way, how come you get bitten by that Dhamma? You have a wrong understanding. With the wrong understanding, you give the wrong understanding to your loved ones, friends, and then you spread all the misinformation. Right? That's why Buddha said, it will bite you. In the same sutta, Buddha says, you must give up Dhamma at a certain point. Dhamma 𝗵𝗆. So Dhamma here means that Upekkhā state of mind. What about Adhamma then? We all are trying to overcome Adhamma. Adhamma means all are akusalas. That means do not even attach to Dhamma, because Dhamma is something we are using to become better people, and not to keep them as as something that the other people, how they are keeping their books, right? But we have a respect, but don't attach to these books as these suttas and all these. Just learn out of them, respect them, but don't create a certain clinging to these books and texts and suttas. That is the higher state of Upekkhā within Upekkhā. That's the example here. So Upekkhā as Upekkhā about the insight, right? Otherwise you will get stuck with the 𝗀𝗁𝗁 about the suttas. You learn out of them, respect them, but don't have a clinging towards 𝗀𝗁𝗁 suttas. So there you have lots of Upekkhā. Number 8, Upekkhā in terms of jhana. I think it's also very clear. In terms of the first 4 jhanas, absorptions, you can see when you practice samatha meditation, you come to the 4th jhana, first, second, third, fourth. Then at that point, you see Upekkhā will be the remaining state. That means you are going to have Upekkhā. You are going to balance out all the mental states. So that means when you come to the Upekkhā in the jhana practice, you will not interpret others in your own ways. You are trying to be very unbiased. So Upekkhā as a jhanic factor. Number 8. Number 9, last one. Upekkhā as Upekkhā of purification. What does it mean? The 𝗀𝗃𝗃 Sutta states that the Buddha gained knowledge of former lifetime, Pubbē Nivāsānussati Jnana, passing away and reappearing of being, Chutupapāta Jnana, destroying taints via mindfulness and equanimity, 𝘊𝗪𝗚 Jnana. So he was able to get this last 𝘊𝗪 Jnana. 𝘊𝗪 is the highest knowledge just before he became the Buddha, true mindfulness and Upekkhā. That means when not even the Buddha, when you are practicing well in your meditation practice, whole Dhamma practice, you must carry Upekkhā parallel to mindfulness. Not many books, people, teachers talk about Upekkhā in parallel to meditation, mindfulness. So today I want you to think about Upekkhā should be practiced along with mindfulness, sati practice. See, after learning these 3 things, the Buddha became enlightened. The canonical literature suggests that mindfulness and equanimity are essential to our enlightenment, which explains why they are called enlightenment components. How does it work? Strong mindfulness yokes the mind, allowing Upekkhā without distraction. So how to minimize your distraction? It's by Upekkhā, because you are going to balance out your mind. So that means in order to purify your thoughts from akusala states of mind, you need a good amount of Upekkhā in addition to sati. Sati alone is not enough. So for the purification, Upekkhā is a must. So equanimity, Upekkhā as a purification. So go back again. So what I taught you today from many suttas is that Upekkhā has a context of sensory experience. So we have to experience our senses with Upekkhā. So thereby we are minimizing our akusalas. We have to bring Upekkhā to our Brahmavihara practice all the time. We have to understand Upekkhā comes as a Bojjhanga factor. That means Bojjhanga means what we call contents of our spiritual practice. Upekkhā must be a part of it. Our energy is not a normal spiritual energy. It has to be the Upekkhā energy. Thereby we balance out Uddacca and Tinamidda, restlessness. Tinamidda means, I couldn't tell you, laziness of the thoughts, and Midda means laziness of the mental factors. So we are balancing out those two. And Upekkhā is the only help to understand Sankhara. Otherwise you cannot understand Sankhara. That's why you may have heard Anicca Dukkha Anatta all the time, but you cannot even understand what they are, because you must bring Upekkhā to understand them. And then Upekkhā is a part of feeling, neutral feeling, and Upekkhā is necessary to have insights the purpose of the Dhamma can only be understood by Upekkhā. Upekkhā is a part of jhana, higher state of jhana. Finally, Upekkhā has to be used with mindfulness to purify, finally to attain Nibbana. So these are the 9 elements of 9 contexts of Upekkhā.